Hi everybody. So it was a little more difficult this week choosing what I wanted to talk about today, thinking it would be something radical or profound and deep. Instead I went a little different route and I want to talk about the 1968 horror classic, Night of the Living Dead, which is directed by George Romero, who of course is synonymous now with the zombie genre, though he has a couple of non-zombie related films of varying quality. The film stars Dwayne Jones, who of note is the first African-American to star in a horror film, and one of the first African-Americans, too, to be cast as the lead in a studio film that wasn't specifically written for an African-American. So the movie opens with two other characters, a brother and sister, who are traveling to rural Pennsylvania to visit the gravesite of their deceased father. There they encounter our ghoul, now known as a zombie, who ends up killing the brother, and the sister, Barbara, then escapes to this farmhouse. There we run into Jones's character, and it quickly changes and transforms the film that we now realize that he is the lead and the star of all the action. There are a couple other characters that are hiding out also in the farmhouse from now this hordes of zombies or ghouls that are besieging them. So the film was done in the late 60s, and though the racial tension then, which of course is still prevalent today, along with the Vietnam War then, certainly played a role in the filmmaker's making of the film. However, Romero has said that he didn't intend it to be a comment on race originally. But it's kind of a side note, I think, and just kind of an interesting way that a small independent film like this kind of turned out in lore and history, aside from being classic horror movie. It is of note since it is one of the most financially successful independent films, as it is Romero's first. The quality of what they could use under the budget was limited, so the effects are pretty amazing considering, and still hold up today. So if you're a fan too of like Walking Dead, and now that zombies are a little more ubiquitous. Though this, Night of the Living Dead isn't the first zombie film, but it certainly helped bring them in somewhat to the more mainstream of society and created some of the ideas and concepts behind the modern day zombie, so to speak. So I think you should check it out, even if you're not a horror fan. Of course, just watching regular TV, even though it was controversial at the time, in '68, the graphic gore in it kind of seems kind of tame today to a degree. Anyway, I hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon.